Hello, hello. It's Josh here from Josh's Reselling Adventures. I've got a new video for you. It's what I've sold on eBay over the past month or so, the edit, so it's anything that I deem vaguely interesting enough to share with you. It's the first video I've done in quite a while. I was away with work for a couple of weeks and then I needed a little while to recharge after I've got back. I've taken a week off, which is the week just gone. So I've been able to start listing, start clearing out, because I'm hopefully going to be moving in the next couple of months. And it means that my death pile, which is essentially the whole of my loft, needs to be sold before then. So I'm going to have a lot more stuff than I would normally have on, purely because it's stuff I've amassed probably over the last couple of years or so. So there's going to be quite a bit of that. So essentially for a couple of months, it's going to seem like I'm doing insanely well when I'm not actually, because it's stuff I've bought years ago that I've only just got around to listing. I do also have a bit of a cold, so if I sort of sniff, struggle to breathe or blow my nose, please forgive me. Anyway, so there's about 15 or so things, so let's have a look. And I've sort of done this for no other reason, really, just sort of price descending. So we'll start off with the not amazing stuff, but start off with the better stuff, and it'll sort of go down a little bit. Yes, so this is quite a good one. In fact, it's a very good one. Selling an incomplete Lego set for £100. So going back years, this is probably in about 2016. I bought a massive lot of Lego. It was about £350, and it was in central London. Well, not central London. It was Chelsea. So sorry, nowhere near central London. But I drove there, and it completely filled my car with stuff. And I've only just got around to doing it because it's sort of overwhelming. I mean, there's so much. Most of it's incomplete. I mean, it was sort of the last bits of a collector's collection. I've sold all the minifigures from. Well, I've still got lots to list, but I mean the minifigures that were with it paid for it and more. So I'm only just getting around to doing the sets. There's loads of old trains and stuff like that. But this was a really good one. I mean, we made it, and I have a feeling that there were a few more bits to it that I'd lost, which is typical me. So I'll probably find them as soon as I've sent it out. But yeah, so this only just sold. I think to get £100 for that is amazing. I'm well pleased, because I put that up because there was none on eBay. Because what was it? The price for a used one on BricLink was showing us about £100, and obviously that's complete. So I thought I was being a bit cheeky doing £100 for it when there's bits missing, but you know, I'm pleased with that. Yes, so I've got two of these, so I'll briefly sort of flick through them. I got one of them for a charity shop for £3, which I think was this one. So this one is 100% complete. It was a pain in the arse to check all the pieces because there was a lot there. Every single piece was there. So that was £3, so 86 or £87 for that, which was great. And then this one, which I think I got from a car boot, and it was also £3. This one was incomplete, but it had, apparently, after doing some research, some more bits from a different expansion. I took an offer on this one. I took 70, just because I wanted to get rid of it. It didn't actually have any of the cards with it, so there was quite a bit missing, so I was quite pleased to get £70 for that. That was good. Yeah, so this is another recent sale. Again, I can't believe it. So it's a connoisseur puzzle by Arrow. I don't know if it's Arrow Limited. I think it's Arrow Games Limited. So brand new, and says I paid £3.50 for this from a charity shop. Thought I was being very cheeky by putting it up for £70, and it's sold within a week. Stunning. I mean, I think there's something to do. Obviously, size matters. You know, I think the bigger the jigsaw is, the more likely it is to be worse. I mean, not necessarily, of course, but I think, you know, if there's a sealed 500-piece jigsaw and a sealed 4,000-piece jigsaw, the chances are that the 4,000 is going to be more valuable. Of course, you've got like Wentworth jigsaws as well, which are valuable no matter what their size is. But yeah, so this was great. I got another sealed jigsaw, 4,000p, which is quite odd, actually. I don't recall ever seeing a 4,000-piece jigsaw in a charity shop. Now I've got two sealed ones the same day, but this one sold pretty quickly, which I was pleased with. So we got the Dymo label writer 450, plus a couple of spare rolls. So this was just missing the software. I paid £8 for this from from a car boot, and I actually bought it with the intention of using it because I thought I hadn't done any research into label machines at the time, but I thought you would be able to do eBay labels off it, but it's too small. So, but yeah, I was well pleased to turn that into 60 quid anyway. I still don't know if I can justify going for the ones that do at the moment. It's a pain to cut out every individual label and tape it on, but I don't know. It depends how much you value your time, really, doesn't it? So this is where I think the value goes a bit all over the place because of the GSP shipping costs. But this was quite good. So I saw this in a charity shop before I went away with work. So it must have been about a month ago. And I took it up to the till because I thought it said £1 on it and it said £7, and I didn't buy it because I thought that was a bit steep. Now I went back into the same charity shop after I got back, so about 3 or 4 weeks after, and it had been reduced to £3.50. So I bought it and it sold pretty quickly. I took an offer just under it. I think it was 32. But I was well pleased with that. I just love sealed stuff. There's no checking of pieces or anything like that. It's well easy. Okay. So this was an auction by A2 drawing board. Seemed to be fairly sought after. This sold on because I think when you go on holiday or set your shop on holiday mode, you tend to go down in the ranking. So what I've done, which ends in a couple of days, is to put 25% off sale on the stuff that I just want gone, and then 15% off on some of the more valuable stuff. So this went with 15% off. I think I paid a tenner for this at an auction. It is in fairly decent condition. I mean, there's a couple of bits like some tape stuck on there, and then the top of it was starting to come away. I was expecting it to be more expensive to post actually because it's massive, but it was only about £5 to send, so that was pretty decent. So this was a good find. So I bought on Facebook Marketplace. What was it? I bought this lot of figures. So this lady had listed about 10 Star Wars figures very local to me for £1, and I went, and it turns out she had a big box of everything. So I paid £4 for. I mean, it's got stuff like there was a Hagrid, like a Tommy Hagrid figure that I sold for 13 quid. But it turns out there was a lot more Star Wars figures in the box than what she'd listed originally. So I'd say these owe me probably about 2 quid. I mean, there's loads of other stuff in there, but say this owes me half of what it is. And they're all missing hands, well, not all of them, but the majority of them are missing hands and stuff. I put this on, it sold very quickly, so I probably could have got more of it, but I was pleased just to get them out and, out of the way. So that was a good buy. I think, I don't know how I feel about the figures and stuff, because I've actually taped that box up with the rest in and put it in the loft, because I just can't deal with it at the minute. It's trying to work out what 20 different things are, I think there's something that's a Transformers thing in there, but it's got no markings, everything. So I'll just put it up in the loft. That's to deal with another day. But I've made my money on it, so it's fine. So this was another thing I was quite pleased with. So I got a car boot sale, 2 large emu puppets. So they're not that old. I thought they were actually older than this, but they're made in 2007. I took an offer of 30 on one and sold the other one for 34 on the sale. And they were £2 each. I do like it. They're very funky. I mean, they both had a bit of wear, like scratches to eyes, but nothing major. So that was a good, a good pickup. This was not so much of a good pickup. Well, I guess it sort of was. So I bought on eBay collection only. I think it was £5 for. There was these. So these are 1 to 18 or 1 to 24 scale Burago, if that's how you say it, cars. And there's also another, I think 12, 1 to 43 scale as well. I think I paid a £5. But when I got home, They'd all just been thrown in this cardboard box, and they're all actually not smashed to bits is an overstatement, but they all had like cracked windscreens, missing parts, missing doors like that one, like the silver one there. So it wasn't actually great. So I took a punt on what to stick this up for, and I took an offer of 30 on them, which is fine. I mean, they'll cost, again, it'll be about £5 to post, so I'll probably be about 20 quid up. Well, then take away fees. So it is not the best buy, but then you've got another 20 quid, hopefully, on the 1 to 43 scale one, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, if they were in better condition, which is what I based it on, because I'm sure they weren't that battered on the eBay listing, but whatever. You win some, you lose some, don't you? So this was kind of a loss. So at the last auction I went to, which was actually quite a while ago now, I bought a couple of different lots of anatomical models because I thought they were a different brand. And again, it was my fault for not doing research, but there's a really expensive or valuable brand of anatomical models, Adam Rooley, I think is how you say it. It's Rouilly, and they can sell for 100, 150 quid, and they're normally on like metal stands or things like that. And I wasn't really paying attention. I bid on these, and I've took an offer. I think it was 30 quid, so not massive, but I must have spent about 50 or 60 quid overall on all of these things, and I'll just have scraped my money back. So that was not a good buy. I mean, I'm pleased to have sold them, but I mean, they're missing bits. The spine is actually held on by a shoelace. So that was not my finest hour, but I'm just pleased to have made my money back on it. So I'm just throwing this in there. It's not particularly interesting, but ink is something I've never really looked at, and actually it's so easy. And I've kicked myself almost for all the times I've sort of bought past ink in charity shops or at car boots. I know you've got to pick the right stuff, but it just seems to be so quick. I mean, I've picked up a couple now, and they've all sold like straight away at decent prices. I mean, this was £1. I think it sold within a day. So, not going to complain there. This was one I was quite pleased with. So, I bought a job lot of BricAbrac in an auction. So, what was in it? There was... No, I need to be careful not to get mixed up, because I think I'm thinking of a different one. Yeah, no, this was the one. It was £4. There was a load of absolute crap in it. But there were some videos, which I think I sold for about 15 quid. And then this, so I took an offer, I think it was 28. So I did come down quite a bit off the main price. But this was absolutely filthy when I got it. It had some sort of gunk in it. It was covered in what I thought was rust, and it turned out to be mud. So I gave it a good clean up. Obviously, there's still quite a bit of quite a few marks on it. There's still some rust that I couldn't get off. But yes, I sold that for 28 quid. I was really pleased with that. And again, quite cheap to post despite the size, because it just about fit into the in-post locker. That was a good sale, which of course I'm saying that to everything because I'm not showing you the stuff that I made like 50p on. This was okay. I'm a bit annoyed at myself because I originally had this, so I paid 50p for it firstly, and I originally listed it for $34.95. I think I reduced it to 32, and I had an offer of it within a day of it being on for £30, and being cocky, I thought, okay, I can easily get full asking price if someone's offered me that straight away. And then I counted 32, and then absolutely no. I mean, they didn't decline it; they just ignored it. And then there was nothing, absolutely nothing. Then someone sent me a message saying you can get these for £20 from the G-Tech store. So I thought, oh God, I'll leave it up for a little while. And then someone offered 25, and I just thought I'd take it because But I can't believe, it's one of those things. I mean, okay, it's not £5, isn't the end of the world, but it's still that annoying thing, could have got more money for it. And then the last two bits are not particularly exciting. They're just bits I picked up on my last sort of charity shop run. So this was $2.99. Never been used. It was still sort of tagged and sealed in the box. A bit of wear to the box, but everything was fine. So that was turned into 22 quid. And then this one, which again was quite interesting. It's the sort of crap you get from Menkind, I think. And so many people must get this stuff from it does look cool, don't get me wrong, but so many people must get this sort of stuff from a distant relative that doesn't have a clue what they're into or anything like that. And then it just sort of sits somewhere or gets donated. But again, I think this was $1.99, and that was a really quick sale into 25 quid. So that's me. They're these sort of vaguely interesting things. I mean, there's a few other bits as well, but not. Well, it might be exciting, but that was all I could be bothered to sort of talk through because I've already been blabbering on for 15 minutes. But it's starting to pick up again, actually, which is great. I mean, it's not because I've been buying loads of good stuff recently. It's because I've been listing the stuff should have been shifting years ago. But I'm up to so I'm writing this on a Sunday. I did a post run sort of late on Friday afternoon, and then I've got 30 things so far to package up. I mean, quite a few are just games, so thankfully it won't take that long. But that's unheard of for me. I mean, it's it'd be great to get the majority of the stuff out of the loft of horrors before I do move, because I can't be bothered carting that to another house. I've already moved it because I used to live next door to where I live now. I've already moved it from one house to another, and it's just gone straight back in the loft. So I don't want to do that again. So there'll be a lot more activity from me over the next couple of months. And I shouldn't really be buying anything from charity shops or auctions in the meantime, lest I have to move it, but I'm sure I will. Anyway, that's me. So please like and subscribe or comment or anything if you did enjoy it. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's Josh's Reselling Adventures, because I do post some occasional interesting bits there as well. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye.